Now, in the news, this Tim Gunn says that he has had 20 years, 29 years of celibacy. And it's like, whippy, let me give you a button for that. Let me give you a Nobel Prize for that. But, I mean, this is his business and he should have kept it to himself. But as he talked about it then, it means that I could talk about it without, any fear of violating his privacy and all that. Because he talks about it. Who asked him, but how long have you been celibate? And then what I first learned is that he's gay. So I think that he's smart. I think his butt is tired. And it's kind of like hemorrhoid up and he's burning him. So you say, you know what, I better get his butt a little rest. And make us sit down comfortable and walk good. Or you see tired of the feces around, you know what I mean? That's his choice. He chose, to be a butt lover. But the question is, these people just come out and tell you, oh, that virgin so long and all this kind of stuff. So it's virgin, it's celibacy, and all that kind of stuff. And when you talk about celibacy, you're making me think of them, little children that are being abused by priests and so forth. So I hope that there's no kids being abused by this guy. But then we say he's celibate, okay, which meant that he wasn't in a celibate program. It's just that he hasn't been having nobody, hit up his butt, or he hasn't been doing the butt deal over there, the butt dance. All right, now, so I'm gonna ask some questions. I mean, like, how you could just turn off your sexual stuff like that, and then when you're ready, just turn it on back. When I was growing up, then women used to say that. My mom used to say, "Oh, we don't have to have sex. Oh, we're good. We could do without that." And then, my father used to scoff it, but I didn't understand that kind of discussion they're talking about. Okay, but today, them girls say, "Oh, I can't do without it. I need it. Come, bring it here. Let's go." And so on. So I don't know what the old women were doing, but maybe it helps because many of them could have waited a little longer because they don't feel as if it was a burning thing they had to go through. I have no experience with that, so I don't know. Okay. About this Tim Gunn guy, my question would be then that, what, is he masturbating? Well, celibacy, let me say, celibacy, the concept of celibacy, it means that you're not having anybody sex you, you're not sexing anybody, you're not interfering with them sex organ, you just keep your mind pure and you're just going to work, go home, bathe, sleep, no sex, no reading sex books, no watching sex movies, no playing with yourself, no fantasizing with them girls or them boys in your butt. None of that stuff. Now, could he say, oh, I don't even think about that? I mean, it's like, every time you go to, okay, I mean, same to a guy, you go to piss, you go to use the restroom, I mean, don't you think that, oops, look how fat these little feces are. I mean, if I wasn't doing the butt deal, it might have been small. You know what I mean? Things like that must come to his mind. And then, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to be celibate. You know what I mean? So, I would wish he could respond to this and tell me what he really means. Because the concept of celibacy is like Paul. And Paul said it. Some people could contain themselves and others can't. And if you can't, don't burn. Just go ahead and get married. Okay? So that I'm sure there are priests out there who straight up celibate. They were born this way. They have this gift that they're just thinking with Jesus, I know, but God and everything, and they're not even going there. I mean, I'm sure there are people like that in the world, but not Tim Gunn. I'm sure Tim Gunn. I don't know where he started this thing and so forth. But no. Another thing too. I better don't go there. But let me say that, but screwing is satanic thing. Well, that's the issue, because Paul was saying that if you could be celibate to serve God, because when you have a wife, and he was talking about having another man or another woman, same sex kind of thing. He was saying that if you have a wife, you can't devote all your thoughts to God, because if you try that, she's gonna go, she's gonna walk. Or you're saying, baby, I know that you're hot right now. I know you're ovulating. I know you have that honey coming down from the cervix over there. And I know that you could do some good little calisthenics. I know you're even thinking that you might want to get pregnant this time. But you know what? I'm busy serving God. Let's put it off for 5 years. She's gonna say, Lord, you know what? You better take this fella to heaven and let me go, because I'm not, being fulfilled here. I mean, I got married because, this is a part of the deal, that we're gonna take care of business, okay? So uh, the celibacy was a thing to free up yourself from all the, the kids and the wife considerations and her sickness and her periods and or this and that, and she ain't cooking good and she cooking too much and she like to talk too much and this and that, she spend all the money wrong and all that. You have to deal with all that. You just deal with it. You get up in the first morning and you say thank you, Lord, and you keep thinking of the Lord all through the day. So if your celibacy is just for you to have your butt healed, that's not celibacy. And I want to suspect that celibacy has to be that you've never been there. It's not that you've been there and then you want to go. I don't think that really works. You have to have not been there. So as a child, you're called by God or whatever you feel, and you're not even thinking of that. You know what I mean? But to say that you live all these lives doing stuff and then suddenly that, oh, I'm gonna just don't worry about that again. Even if an old man, penis don't even respond to, girl and stimulation and everything like that. And girl will still come in his mind. You study, well, yeah, I better go buy that thing in that store so I could at least make this girl happy or whatever. And she would say, you know what, I want the real deal. So you had a problem right there. Okay? So, Tim, come back and let me know what you say, man, whether, I know it's a joke because you're really serious. Okay? Because there's no way you could be celibate. Okay? Thank you.